Panama City, Florida, 2026. The snoring, low and vibratory, was the first thing Will Piper heard on waking. For a moment, he thought someone had started the motors, for the guttural sound coming from the guest stateroom uncannily resembled the harsh rumble of the cruiser's twin 454 Crusaders at idle. Those antique engines were irritable relics, requiring constant fussing and coaxing to make them do what they were supposed to do. Just like me, Will always said. He stared at the teak ceiling in the master stateroom before parting the curtains and popping the window. The flat, bright haze was typical for January. It would burn off soon enough. If the forecast was right, it was going to hit 70. Not bad, considering Washington was supposed to get another 4 inches of slop. He thought about his morning mission, a simple enough challenge, persuading Philip to come along on a tuna run into the Gulf. His pillow was warm, Nancy's was cool and unused. He pulled it under his neck and closed his eyes. Philip's snoring wasn't letting up, but even if it had, he knew he wasn't going to get any more shut-eye. At 64, he'd lost the black, dreamless sleep of youth, and though he missed it terribly, he was grateful that at least he'd firmly held on to his hair and his potency. Young Philip, on the other hand, was a finely tuned sleeping machine, a mattress Ferrari. It took almost nothing to tilt him into unconsciousness and Herculean maneuvers to rouse him out of it. Thrust open curtains, shoulder shaking, cajoling, the smell of bacon, and if the past week had taught Will anything, they'd be arguing before his son's big feet hit the deck. The boat gently bobbed and tugged at its lines in the shifting tide. The freshening wind pacified him as it always did. But suddenly the twin motors of the yacht in the next slip noisily started up. His mood turned sour, and he peevishly peeled back the duvet. Peace and quiet were off the menu. Then he remembered that his neighbor was out of town. Who the hell was monkeying with Ben's boat? He bounded topside to investigate. His wardrobe varied little from day to day, swim trunks with or without a t-shirt, today without. On deck, he scratched his hairy chest like the big primate he was and squinted, adjusting his eyes to the daylight. His skin was bronzed and sun-baked, with an amusing swath of whiteness from waist to thighs. He still looked fit with a flat enough stomach and large, bulky shoulders. Though he hadn't jogged or worked out in years, he ran up and down keeping the old boat afloat, and that probably did the trick. But if genes had anything to do with it, he wouldn't know. His old man had kicked off well before reaching his 60s. Ben Patterson's new Regal cruiser was purring in neutral, but no one was at the wheel, and the lines were still tied. Will went portside, leaning over his railings, and called out, "Hello!" 2 blonde heads and plenty of bare flesh emerged from the Regal's salon. He quickly smoothed his sandy gray hair with a finger comb. "Hi there," one of the blondes called out. They were in their 30s, he reckoned, a good decade. They quickly introduced themselves. One was Ben's sister, Margie, from Cape Cod, and the other one, Megan, was her best friend. Megan was a looker. "What's your name?" Megan asked. "I'm Will. You girls heading out?" "You bet," Margie said. "We couldn't take the winter anymore. Ben's a sweetheart to let us come down and use the boat for the week. Got to enjoy life while it lasts. That's what everyone says. Want to come along?" "Love to, but I can't. My son's asleep." "How old is he?" 15 and change. "Great age." "Think so?" Will asked. "I'd say the 2 of you are a great age." Megan wagged her finger at him, the universal bad boy sign. "Hey, you look familiar. I'm sure I've seen your picture somewhere." He shrugged. He didn't want to go there, but before he could change the subject, she had her mobile in her hand. She pointed it in his direction, and it lit up with matching images. "Oh my God, Margie, he's Will Piper. The Will Piper. The library guy." "Guilty as charged," he confessed. "What's going to happen next February?" Megan asked, as if he'd never heard the question before. "Beats the hell out of me. Want help casting off?"